Road to Redline is the #1 Porsche and car podcast, celebrating the people and the stories behind the world's finest sports cars. Road to Redline is presented by Porsche journalist Lee Sibley, consumer guru Joe Williams, and engineer Andy Brooks. 3 enthusiasts on a mission to open doors and bring you the best stories, secrets, and exclusives from the world of Porsche.
We're back.
Evening, gents.
We're back.
We're back.
Back from where?
We survived.
Back from the red carpet.
We survived the red carpet.
Yeah,
Yep.
we did.
What an awesome show that was.
Yes, I think we did quite well, didn't we?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Better than expected, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say, for all of the planning that we did, and there was a lot of planning,
Yeah.
we did not foresee us having to cart a red carpet up. Well, it wasn't even in our car. It was in Damien's car, who did the photos for us.
Indeed.
And then as soon as we rolled it out, the heavens opened. And then about
was a wet
halfway
carpet.
through the show, I can't remember which one of you two, I went up and I basically said, whose car is that carpet going in on the way back? We were all going, I don't know. So, yeah, in the end, we've managed to dispose of it responsibly.
Yeah.
So if you're driving southbound on the A34...
You see a large pile of red carpet. It's nothing to do with us.
Yeah, some farmer's got the most overt entrance to his field now.
Well, we're hoping it might get recycled, aren't we?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Hopefully it might star down at CarNatter again. That's what we're hoping. but we'll see.
Absolutely.
Connor
absolutely.
very kindly took it on, didn't he?
Yes. So thanks to CarNatter for hosting us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Great venue.
Yeah,
Awesome venue. Look
Very
forward to more.
picturesque.
Definitely.
yeah.
Had something about it. Thanks to Jack at Chic Marquees and Events as well for supplying some props for us. Really appreciate that, mate.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that. Who else have we got to thank?
Wow.
Who was the coffee man? Because he was going non-stop all day.
Coffee Man was great. That was Carl from Daventry Specialist Coffee, I think it was called, something
Very
like
good.
that.
Very good. You took more notice than me.
Yeah. But Carl, did an absolutely fantastic job of keeping everybody
He-
watered and fed.
He absolutely did.
He
And
even put up my silly requests.
What? Bringing your own milk. Such a ponce.
that's great.
Such a ponce.
Wasn't it just great as well to see so many people out at
Yeah.
the event talking cars? I know we've talked about it before on this pod. When
That
we've been
should be
to
the biggest
Bicester and
thank you,
stuff.
actually, to
Without-
everybody that came.
Without a shadow
Yeah.
of a doubt, especially as we said on the pod, because we did record a podcast at the end of the event. But there would have been a lot of people that morning that woke up, flicked open the curtains,
Went back to
saw
bed.
it chucking it down, and
Yeah.
thought, do you know what? Not for me, or could have done. But despite that howling rain for the first hour or so, lots of people made a sincere effort. We're really grateful of that. And actually, the sun came out at the end, and it was
did.
all
It
jolly
was,
good.
yeah.
So,
I think everyone who stuck it out was quite well rewarded, really, because when
Yeah.
the sun came out, it was a different place, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's lovely.
What was your best moment, chaps?
Ooh, best moment.
Best or funniest or anything? Mine was probably the realisation that red carpet wasn't coming home with us. To be fair. Yeah, so what do you reckon?
I had a lot of fun directing people onto the red carpet.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if I worded it incorrectly, but I had a lot of people going all sorts of weird angles and stuff on the red carpet. So that made me chuckle quite a bit. Because it was like, right, you're going to drive on the carpet, centre of the cars on the edge of the carpet, and I was getting cars over here, there, and everywhere. I was like, am I making sense? I think everybody was a bit flustered and getting wet. So yeah,
I thought the choice of umbrella that we gave Damien, the photographer, made me chuckle. It was all pink and flowery, if you remember.
Yeah.
Out of all the umbrellas there, it was
Must
the
have been a wrench to give that one up, Joe, mustn't it?
busted. Actually, where is my umbrella? Yeah, that made me chuckle because he was out there in the pissing rain, getting quite damp.
Yeah.
and everyone was obviously rolling on in, and he just had this like pink cocoon over him. It's quite
little
funny.
kiddies umbrella. Brilliant.
On the subject of Patreons, we just
Yes.
obviously want to reserve a special thanks, but some of the stickers and whatnot that were given out at the weekend, we're going to give to the Patreons that didn't attend. I think that was your idea, Andy.
There was a number of patrons that couldn't make it for whatever reason, and obviously people that are overseas. So if you send me your address, your delivery address, I'll get a couple of stickers out to you and a lanyard as just a little thank you for basically paying for the event.
Well, that's it. It was entirely funded by Patreon members, wasn't it?
Yeah. So and at that sort of level of Patreonism, we should also say, if you enjoyed the event and you enjoy what we do, then it'd be really appreciated if you may want to become a Patreon if you aren't already. And if you do that in the next couple of weeks, I'll make sure that I send out some stickers and the lanyards to any new patrons in there.
Goodies for new Patreons?
Sorry?
Goodies for new Patreons?
Yes,
Oof.
some goodies. Yeah.
It's a great idea, to be honest.
Andy will send you his goodies.
Yeah. Might even put a bag of sweets in there. Keep you sweet.
I might be a patron myself.
And what else were we going to say about... we've got one of our patrons as James Chew, or Jimmy Chew, as Lee would like to call him.
Got to be a pseudonym.
Has upped his donation from a coffee to a beer. So thank you very much, Jim.
Thanks, James.
Sorry, James, not Jimmy. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Did we have anything else, any other people to say thank you to? We prize.
Oh, yeah, what happened with those?
Yeah, so we advertised a prize for giving us some ideas for questions.
For the live pod?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We kind of didn't get round to that. But what we did do is we actually gave those prizes to a couple of kids that turned up, which were Bo, Jeffrey, and... Right, here's the pronunciation.
Go on, Andy.
Utterly Greasy. Greasy.
Yeah.
So, yes, we gave them the prize basically to...
As an apology.
As an apology for my swearing on the live pod. And they were absolutely thrilled. So I hope nobody takes any offence.
It was quite funny. The pod did go a bit X-rated with your potty mouth. It was quite funny.
Yeah, it was a bit potty.
I
was excited.
Yeah, I think exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And we are going to... So basically on the day, if it's not been made clear already, we asked attendees to write some questions down for us three to answer live. And that's what's going to form the rest of this pod.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a bit of a blue rating, I suppose, or whatever. Andy got excited and started dropping profanity.
Yeah, I might have to tick the explicit on this episode.
Yeah, but
no Nigels though.
No Nigels. no Nigels. So I got called a Nigel today, funnily enough.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was standing at the side of that road. It's a 992 of a flat.
Oh, like a full-blown Nigel.
Yeah, literally, but only once in an hour, so I thought that was pretty good. But anyway, so yes, that was, if you're going to listen to the rest of this pod, might just kind of bear that in mind. If you've got youngsters or family around, just bear that in mind.
Sorry.
But that's kind of about it.
Yeah, amazing. One thing that I did think, should we do Shag, Marry, Avoid from the show?
Oh, excellent. How on earth can we do Avoid? Cheers for coming up. Cheers for coming to our show. By the way, this particular car was howling.
Yeah. Should we give it a go?
Go on then.
Okay.
Oh.
Who's going to go for Shag first then?
I'll go straight in on that, and that was my car of the day, which we did say in the live section of the pod from the event was Luke Massey's GTS on airbags.
Yeah.
Just because I think that's seriously cool.
That's your weekend tickle, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't try. I know you've got an airbag car that you use a lot. I don't know if I could kind of pull that off, but I thought for a weekend, that's sensational.
It looked cracking. It
did,
didn't it?
Yeah, big time. But I don't think I could deal with like the hate from purists, like on a 24/7 basis. So,
yeah. There's a lot of that about.
Yeah,
There was a few. I mean, people did really, really appreciate and enjoy that car. At the same time, I saw a few raised eyebrows.
Yeah,
it was quite funny. You could split the room with it.
Yeah,
but I think that's the airbag thing. It just
100%.
It's what it does to the world.
Yeah.
What's yours then, Jay?
Ooh, that 718 GT4 looked quite nice, sat in the middle. I've still got a little sweet spot for those.
Black.
Was it black or was it?
Yeah, it was
dark blue.
Yeah, black.
Was it?
What's the guy's GT4 Winchester is his Instagram name. I don't know your.
Yeah, that was.
real name.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What else was there? I literally spent so much time running around talking to people. I didn't.
I know.
Study the cars very well.
It was like being at your wedding, wasn't it?
It was.
For us three, I think.
What, spending the day trying to avoid your significant other?
Pretty much. Yeah, I didn't see any of you. And literally, it was speak to everybody for 2 minutes, and it felt like it was all over within seconds. It was like, oh right, it's time to go now. It's just like, go on.
Actually, I'm gonna change my answer.
Go on.
Of course, it's got to be the roofless Escort.
Oh yeah,
I reckon as a weekend, bit of fun.
a little shag. You go
That
for
would
the,
be,
for the 1511.
that'd be
Escort
mega.
Speedster.
Yeah.
There's a segment of 1511 content coming up later on, I believe.
Yes, yeah. Chris gave a nice little
Update.
ditty for us,
Yeah.
just taking us through how they're getting on with the car.
Yeah.
Which,
That Escort, I mean, it was seriously well prepped.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're proper boys. There's no effing about there. Just a bit of effing and jeffing to warm you up.
What was yours then?
Yeah, what was yours?
Probably the same as what I said at the show as well. It sold the STR.
Ah, okay. Awesome, yeah. Marry?
Marry. Ooh, marry. Marry, I would go for Anthony's GTS.
Oh, that's mine.
I know. That's all right. You can have it as well.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, the sort of denim blue GTS with the yellow headlights. It's such a nicely spec'd car. And that,
Gold wheels, manual, buckets.
it's just right. That
Thermistor,
Yeah.
carbon pack.
Yeah. Joe's had his eye on it for a while. That's why you let him park indoors.
Literally.
It
quite
was.
Literally. That's the only reason it was inside.
Yeah, get him in. He's not taking it home.
Yeah. Is that
Well,
yours as well? Or?
I've heard there's definitely 100%.
Yeah, it's a
I've
lovely
heard there
car.
might be an inkling that it might come up for sale fairly soon.
Really?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. I've heard this a few times now.
Yeah.
Rumours. We'll keep spreading the rumour.
Would you
then it
keep
might
the yellow
stick.
headlamp?
I probably wouldn't, just because I think they're a very personalised touch.
Yeah.
So I think to otherwise it's just you're driving someone else's car. I think
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
So I probably wouldn't keep the yellow headlamps. But I just thought spec wise that car is
Bang on,
it's got
mate.
folding buckets as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's got everything.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Proper job. My Marry would be Chuck's SC. That blue 1981 SC.
Wow,
Honestly,
yeah.
it's the nicest SC in this country. I
Yeah.
defy anybody that thinks otherwise. And actually, I had to go to Porsche Reading today to collect a press car with a flat tyre, as I alluded to earlier on. Thanks to Richie, by the way, from he was on this podcast a couple of
What, for the
episodes
screw?
ago. Well, yeah, no, he was a stellar bloke that helps me out remotely on that. So, but yeah, there was an SC in the showroom at Porsche Reading, and I think, unless the reflection on the window kind of put me off, but I think I saw that was 6,000 miles, and Chuck's car was more mint than that. I'm telling you now. So yeah, that's a beautiful car. Chuck, if you ever sell it, please, don't first of all, but second of all, let me know, because that's such a lovely car.
It is nice.
So are we doing avoid, or is that out of order? I'll tell you, actually, I'll go avoid that yellow Lotus in the corner. Unforgivable. Porsche event. Was that just like their? Like,
No, that was one of our patrons.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
As
So
a
you
Patreon.
have-
I've always said
I
I
don't
really
know
like Lotus.
Yeah, I think-
I don't know if it's a patron or a listener.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think you
was
just
one
said
of
it was a Patreon, because
Yeah,
clearly
it was.
now it's not going to be a
gone.
Patreon after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, give it over. Come on, little Lotus Elise, I reckon.
It is the
That's-
Porsche and Car podcast.
It is,
Exactly.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
and
we
I
are
think the
inclusive.
owner was kind of kind enough to park in the corner.
Yeah.
But still, like, to be honest with you, I don't like this part of the question, and I feel like that's my easy out.
My easy out is that RS Turbo that was parked in the
Oh, the hanging one.
Yeah, the
inside.
hanging
Do you mean what was left of it?
what was left of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd rusted away to oblivion.
Yeah, that just needed to be brushed into the corner out the back door as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
I'd avoid the VW camper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're okay things. I just don't. I'm
It's
losing the
so
will
much
to live on
money
it.
for like a mobile
Exactly,
10.
Yeah,
They should be 10 grand. They shouldn't be whatever
Yeah.
they are now.
Yeah.
It's just nuts, isn't it?
yeah. I'm just not. I just can't
So
get my head around
over
it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
They were very
quite-
diplomatic answers.
Yeah, I
weren't
think they were very diplomatic.
they? Other than yours, where you
Old
insulted one of our
swag.
Patreons.
We just insulted Bazza.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we give him a carpet. What more do you want? So, we'll move on to the main event.
Yes. Let's play the expletives. Is that the right word?
You can roll that if you want, mate.
Yeah, the expletive podcast that we recorded on the day. Right. It's loud in my ear. I don't know if anybody can hear up the end there. All good? Excellent.
You even look like David Guetta.
He thinks he's a DJ.
Hello, everybody.
Have we said thank you for coming?
No, let's do it. Thank you for coming. Hope you've enjoyed it.
I was
So far?
checking we'd press record, but we have, so it's fine.
We're
We're
true
recording.
professionals, so we are.
So now you get to see the behind the scenes of a podcast and how it works and doesn't work and the edit. So the edit will lose most of this, which is fine.
Yeah, we really do make up as we go along. First of all, we just want to say a huge thanks to the guys at CarNatter. Without you opening your doors today, we wouldn't be able to come along. So massive round of applause, I think, is due there. Thank you.
Thank you, chaps.
Yeah. Cheers for the coffee as well. Good beans. Happy days on that. Also, thank you to all of you guys for coming, particularly because when you opened your curtains this morning, I'm sure there was at least 10% of your brain going, don't do it.
Fuck that.
Don't do it. It's not necessary. Yeah, so genuinely, thank you very much. It's absolutely awesome to have everyone come together today and talk cars. So thank you very much indeed. Round of applause for yourself.
Indeed. Right, what's next?
Do we go home or?
No,
Is
no,
that-
no,
okay,
we're done.
okay,
We've got to
okay,
talk
right,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Shall we? We asked everybody to do some questions for us today, and there will be a prize. Max, wherever he is,
Where's Max? Let's name and shame him.
he's outside. Okay, we'll find him later. He has got the lovely surprise prize.
Surprise, yes.
Surprise prize.
We'll get him to come and tell everybody what it is at the end.
Yeah, so we'll pick one of these questions out a little later
Yes.
on once we've organised ourselves. Sorry?
I don't know what they're talking about, but might be
I can't
important.
hear because I've got headphones on that side.
Watch your language. There's children around.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, and turn your hearing aid on.
Sorry, what?
You sound great in my headphones. I'm going to lose the headphones actually because it all sounded good. Let's have a little test. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that all sounds good.
Working.
Right, I'm gonna dump
Cool.
in those. Then I might not loud.
Yeah, I don't know if we've said because we're kind of clutching a bit of paper, kind of looks like unnecessarily. So I presume most people have had a go at putting some questions on here. Again, thanks because free content, so that's great.
Yeah.
Carl Mayer's here from 2911 The
what?
Porsche Buyer.
That's it. This is
There's another prize man.
Yeah.
Good. Right, we've got 2 prizes.
Yeah, so how are we doing the prizes then? So we're just
I don't know, we're gonna make it up.
Okay, so yeah, so from the people that have done these questions, and we're hoping
Maybe we'll pick
if
them out of a
you're
hat.
comfortable, maybe come up and just say the question yourself into the mic. If that's,
Yeah. Sounds perfect.
And then there's a couple of prizes to give out at the end. I'm really not sure what the prizes are for. But
We're going to stick him randomly out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fine. So
If you don't, I think we said, if you don't want to come up and you don't want to be taking part, that's fine. Just give us a wave and we'll do the reading out and we can crack on from there. So yeah, don't feel obliged just because you put your name down.
yes, excellent. First question
Let's do it.
is Nick Moda.
Moda.
Nick Moda.
Would you like to come up and
Hot
speak
seat.
into the mic?
No, company need a mic.
Okay.
We need it recorded for the podcast.
It was. You are a patron. We've got to look after you. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Simple, really. It's about road trip. You know, we're opening up now slowly, hopefully. So
Yeah.
when is your next road trip? Not next. When's your first road trip?
When are we going to do a road trip?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to come on a road to Redline road trip?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
Right, better get organising then.
Yeah. When is it?
Is there a good month for people? Is people prefer July, August, September?
So shall we just get Google Calendars out and
Yeah.
just have a like sing? But yeah, it's a free weekend. Yeah,
I reckon we'll work something out.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, we'll start looking into that if there's interest into it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Good question, Nick. Thank you.
That was an easy one.
Who's next?
Can we get Andy to read the name out? Because
No.
He always gets them wrong, so he's probably a good person. Ian.
Pav was taking the piss out of me earlier.
Is it Hoytershaft? Homershaft. I've embarrassed somebody.
Ian. It's Ian. Is there an Ian in the house?
Who wrote a question?
He might have run away already.
No, he's gone home. Fair enough.
Okay. Joe, go for it.
Right, okay, let's go for it. Right, if you had to pick one of your fellow presenters' cars to drive home in, which one would you pick? And be honest.
Cracking one.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be caught dead in the red one, so that's one out. No, I'm joking, I'm kidding. No, it's fine.
Ooh,
Who's gonna go for it?
I would go for your stripes, Andy, to be honest with
Gonna
you.
go for the stripes?
Yeah, I would. I think what you've done to your 993, I've said on the pod previously, certainly turns heads, certainly divisive, but I think it's cool, and it kind of reminds me of it's Magnus Walker's, and he's got a blue one, and he's with the arrows and the wrap or whatever he did. I just thought, well, whether you like it or not, it's kind of irrelevant. It's something very, very different, and I like that. I think that's good, and what you've done there is similarly very, very different.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. I think that looks cracking, mate. So unfortunately, Joe, I'd take the 993.
But did you know my dodgy tyres situation?
I saw you fishtail a
Did you
little
see
bit
it?
going around those roundabouts near Silverstone
Yeah.
today. I hope they are. I'm not driving your car home today, by the way.
Okay.
It's not physically, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
those
think-
tyres are shit. I bought some new wheels and they've come with Nankang tyres and they are fucking awful. And I was sideways at about... Sorry, sorry, kids. I was sideways...
He is not a role model.
Yeah.
He is not a role model.
I was sideways at about 60 miles an hour after a roundabout this morning. It was a bit sketchy, I must say.
You need some Fred Steins.
No, I'm going Michelin's.
Okay, so what car would you take then?
I'm sorry to say, Lee, but it will be the 964.
Okay, fine, yeah.
Sorry, mate.
That's fine, yeah.
Pod for two, I think.
Yeah.
Andy who?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
why
quite
then?
quick.
Why is that?
I do like a 964, and if I hadn't bought a 993, it would have been the 964. But I have driven your car, and
That's probably why you want to take it.
no, I was really impressed with the 996 actually. Yeah. So it's a very close runner-up.
Stop gritting your teeth.
I'm going to be very diplomatic. I'd quite happily take either of your cars home, obviously.
No, you can't.
No,
But-
sitting on the fence allowed. No,
If I had to drive one home today, I probably would actually take the 996 because I think actually it's set up really, really well. And
Yes.
it's quite a good drive now.
Yeah.
brown envelope
Compared-
later on.
yeah.
Thank
Compared
you,
to what
yeah.
it started with, which was interesting.
Yes.
So, yeah, that
Yes.
car's only got better.
Yes, thank you. That's
Absolutely.
very kind. Yeah, great
And it's
question,
got
by
good
the way.
tyres.
Yeah, that's
And
an
it has tyres.
excellent question to try and split us all up. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great question.
Good question.
Yeah, Chuck wins a prize there. Absolutely.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I know what mine would be.
Go on then.
It's going to be Mr. Preslin's
STR.
STR, because that thing gives me the horn. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Didn't realise we're doing an X-rated one today. So
Yeah.
apologies. That is that is a shirt to attract children as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
God.
Sorry.
What car would you take, Joe? What car would you take?
Well, I can't say the
I know
STR
what-
now.
I know what you would take.
What would I take?
I think I know what you take as well.
But
Go on, let's hear it.
No. You got, and we'll see if we're right.
I'm trying to remember what's here. I love a GT4,
Yeah, okay,
so I
yeah.
could do the GT4. Other than that, well, actually, no. Of course, there is the car that I keep trying to buy, which
He's up there somewhere. I've seen him.
he's up there somewhere. So the blue GTS end up in here. I think is the perfect spec 991 GTS.
Yeah.
So it's
Anthony,
all the bits.
not for sale, did you say?
Still not for sale. Okay, I keep trying, but okay, one day
It's
maybe.
the only reason he let you park inside. He
Yeah.
wants the car. So.
Quite literally. Come on then, Lee.
Yeah.
Which one would you take?
Do you know what? I would go for Luke Massey's GTS 991 on air ride because, again, totally different. A 991 GTS out the bag is a phenomenal car. It's a naturally aspirated engine, the last flat six with a proper sound trap before the turbos, etc. And again, just to be different, I think that's absolutely awesome.
There's actually some really interesting kit on that car, which I think we're going to try and get Luke on the pod to talk about because it's actually it's cleverer than it looks. There's some real OEM fit stuff going on there. So yeah, we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah,
Cracking, yeah.
good.
Absolutely awesome.
Cool.
Absolutely awesome.
I'm not very good with handwriting. Chris, Mook something. We got Chris. Hey, would you like to come and read your question?
Hey, well
Excellent.
played. Well played.
Because I'm not going to read your handwriting.
Well played.
Are you a doctor?
Are you a dog?
Right, grab the mic.
When your wife hates your car, what British road trip would you suggest to go on to attempt her to change her mind?
Oh, cracking. Oof.
Oh, that's dead easy. That is. You just
Short one.
short one.
One to a really good restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great
I think you
question.
just do a round robin of spas and restaurants. I think that's what you can do.
Yeah. So a quick trip to Soho House.
I think spa
Babington
days.
House. That's where I'd take mine. That'd do.
Yeah.
Quick.
I
quick
tell
rip
you,
up.
on that subject and to involve the audience, Paul and Deb, I said to you guys earlier on, I love what you both do, where 996 and a Boxster, is it 986 you've got, isn't it? Yeah.
986.
the two of you go off on your drives and that and take everything in. I just think that is living the dream.
Take your own car.
Yeah, honestly, if I could, persuade Laura to do something like that, I think that'd be absolutely awesome. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
We're quite boy heavy here today. I think I've counted two ladies all day. So we need a bit more female interaction.
I think so. Interestingly as well, I think I don't know if I know Porsche GB did do a PR communication of it, but the new MD of Porsche GB,
it's a lady, isn't it?
Yeah, it's female, and again, I think that's kind of great. Porsche's really trying to kind of be more inclusive and whatnot, and I think that's a really good first step. I think it's Sarah something who's come over from Bentley, so let's maybe try and get her on the pod if she'd be so kind as to explain how GT allocations work and whatnot.
A lady's perspective on things.
So yeah, fantastic.
Talking of Deb, you're up next. Oh. I'm going to let you read your own. Grab the mic. Let's hear it.
So the question is modify or stock? That's the first question.
Yeah.
And the second one is, do you think to modify increases or decreases the value of a car?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So what is that's the can of worms.
So,
that we can hear.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, I'll jump in, gents. I think when you modify a car, money is absolutely the last thing people should think about or worry about. It kind of should. It does devalue, I think, because whilst it kind of improves the appeal of the car, whether it's aesthetics or performance, etc., in your eyes to somebody else. A classic, my car, I did a video last week or week before about a steering wheel and a gear shifter. And I've said a couple of times today, one of the comments was, you've ruined your car, which is fine, it's my car. So I think similarly with like the money side, you do it because you enjoy it, and the fiscal side of it is irrelevant almost, that's kind of how I feel about it. I also think in terms of the stock versus modified, I don't mind stock cars at all, but again, I like modified stuff. I'm sure we're all kind of aware via the mediums of Instagram, or if you've been over there, the Yanks are absolutely brilliant at modifying their cars. Like, they don't hold back like us Brits do. They don't care as much for like that original style and what it might. It's detrimental to the value. And we all hear, we've all either been part of it or heard someone say, "Oh, I've done this modification, but it's reversible." Yeah. And the Yanks don't really kind of subscribe to that. They go, "This is my car, Carpe Diem. I'm going to crack on with it." And I think that's great personally, although it does devalue the car. Yes, yeah, exactly. But that's not modified, and I would argue it's not a Porsche. But yeah, there we go. Well, it's not. It's a different car. It's a different car. Hence why. No, I was going to talk about ACS, but
beer all day.
Yeah.
I think definitely modified. For me, it's all modified all day. Obviously, it devalues your car. We've covered that. I think it's one of those.
It does,
get on with it if you want to.
I'm just thinking like consensus, like maybe like show of hands for like stock or modified. What you guys think, to be honest? So like maybe show of hands first for stock. How you prefer your Porsches? What's that? 5 or 25%? 25%. So then, so modified has surely got to be everybody else.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'd say 30-70.
Yep.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Fair enough. Very good.
Modified it is.
Thank you for the question.
Next question.
I reckon, as you just chucked it in, where's Raznam? Let's go.
Should have just loitered at the front with intent.
Yeah. Grab the mic and go for it.
Thank you. What humble experience taught you weren't a driving god?
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, you've had one on the way up. Yeah.
Like an early one from being like too inexperienced and thinking you could do more than what talent you had.
Right, okay, yeah, well, I've got a fantastic one which is going to embarrass me greatly, and my mouth has gone before my brain, but
you're committed now, you're in.
So obviously I'm from Essex and whatnot, kind of grew up going to Thurrock on Saturday nights and doing all of that, living the dream, the modified car scene. I had a 1 litre Polo. Obviously I thought I was Paul Walker essentially, and I was trying to, prat around this roundabout, and police pulled me over because there's loads of police there on a Saturday night, and I'm just a bit of a wally. And he said, "What are you trying to do?" I was trying to drift it, and he said, "Have you modified your car?" And I started telling him about, I've put this sound system in, I've done this, I've done it. He said, no, are the rear wheels driven? I was like, no. And he goes, well, you're going to be there all night, sir. Okay, fair enough.
Schooled.
So I kind of come away thinking, yeah, and I understand the concept now of why everyone used to put the McDonald's trays under the rear wheels, but there we go. Yeah. Sorry, I told you I shouldn't have said that. So, yeah. You guys?
I've just passed my driving test. And my mum had an Allegro in a lovely shade of burgundy. And there was a railway crossing right near our house, and it was a big old jump. And I decided that I was going to do Dukes of Hazzard in the Allegro. Jumped this railway crossing, and it was, I reckon I left the ground about 2 foot, proper jumped. And this the Allegro hit the ground, huge bang, and then went poof to the left. And the hydroelastic suspension pipe had burst. So it was one side down. I had to go home to my dad and tell him that I just jumped the level crossing. So that was, a big lesson learnt. Not to be such a knob.
There's a Walter Roll moment. By the way. That's excellent. Yeah, Joe?
And Joe?
I'm going to pin mine on someone else, just try and deflect it. So, passed my test, 17, and the cheapest car I could insure was a smart car. Seemed like a great idea, a little automatic smart car. And again, there was an evening kind of place where everyone kind of met. It was a bit of a straight road, and we used to run up and down. Trying to impress a lady, I said, oh, yeah, of course you can have a go, that's fine. Didn't realise she couldn't actually drive at all. And obviously a smart car's automatic, put it in drive, just put her foot down, didn't stop. 50, 60, whatever speed it probably wasn't. It was probably 30, 40 miles an hour. I'm like trying to hit the brakes. She didn't know where the brakes were. Next thing, this thing's hit this high curb, bounced off, somehow not rolled this car. Took a massive chunk out of the wheel, tyres looking a bit bumped. Anyway, managed to, calm down, got home. Fine. Next morning, come out, and he'd obviously done the tyring, so I had a completely flat tyre and a massive chunk missing out this wheel. So it, cost me dearly, just, I think it worked though, so hey.
Should make a note that Joe's dodged the question.
Yeah, again. He loves the dodge question.
Is anybody brave enough to share any other humble stories of today or otherwise? Yeah, I didn't think so. No.
I reckon Chuck's got a story. He's normally got a few stories about
come on, Chuck.
outrunning the law and things. No?
Yeah, fantastic. Right, next question.
Ooh. Terry Pavlis? Hey, right.
What was it, Terry? Sorry, Terry.
Grab that. Go for it.
Going back to stock or modify, as I put my hand up for being stock, is there such a thing as over-modifying a 911?
Without a doubt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Can we name and shame?
Yeah, just have a look at that green 964. I'm only messing.
Well, the one on his belly out there.
I'm only messing.
It's not there. Is it gone? Where is it?
I think there is, but again, it's that's an entirely practical thing. We were talking about that in the car park, weren't we? That 911s. No, but that's entirely practical. 911s or Porsches hoover everything out at the front, don't they? So entirely. That was fantastic. We were all watching.
Did anybody go to Simply Porsche at Bewley? So, I think there's two. I think we talked about it. So I think the Cayman was over modified. If they were here today, I probably wouldn't say that. But yeah, there was a purple Cayman that had wings up here and it was down there and it was all a bit purple. And then if you turn the clock back, the Z-Max 993 turbo thing that was sort of, I don't know how you inspired. It was kind of Ferrari crossed 993, badly fitted. I mean, that was horrific. So I think that was, two great examples of over-modifying, I think. Yeah.
But again, I think beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So like you guys might say, or we might say that, Cayman or whatever car is over-modified and the owner might think, actually, I've still got this and that to do. Yeah. There's so many conversations I've had today with people giving us their list of what's next on their car. It's funny, we all look at our own cars as imperfect. But we've all got bits and pieces to do.
We've all got a to-do list, haven't we?
And that's it. So
I can give you a list for yours if you want.
That's long enough already.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that think, what the fuck are those stripes on my car? Sorry, what the hell are those stripes on my car? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, should we have a vote on the stripes? No way.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that would be so cutthroat. I love it.
Right, Mick Chappell. Hey, come on, let's go.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. No, I've always said great cars.
Nice name.
So my question's about modifying exhausts.
Okay.
What are your guys' thoughts on modifying an exhaust with a GPF?
What's a GPF?
Gasoline particulate. So have you got
okay.
a late 991 or 992? Fair
Hey.
enough then. Yeah, fair enough. So what, you want to take them out?
Bin them off.
What do you think?
Get rid of them.
Yeah, I don't know of any. There will be aftermarket companies that kind of do that. I personally would get a company on it. There is no question that GPFs strangle the engine in terms of like noise. In terms of 992, I've actually noticed that the latest model year car, the 2021 model years, they seem to be louder than the very early 992s are very quiet, even with like sport exhaust and sport exhaust deploy, they're still very quiet. So Porsche has tweaked them. But yeah, in terms of, I personally, I'd whip them out. I think that one of the key ingredients to a sports car is sound. And there's no question, as I say, that sound has been stifled by GPF. So where possible, I'd look to take off. And there are companies that will do those systems. Again, your next step is knowing a friendly MOT tester.
I think I'd take a more technical approach. I think I'd find somebody that's, done it, tested it, proven it, but someone's actually, if they can dyno a car and make sure, because what you don't want to do is you go, it's been built that way with a fair bit of technology. So I think if you just get someone to whip them out and put a bypass pipe in, and it might sound great, but you might not actually be gaining much. So I think that'd be my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I think there'll be aftermarket companies that will do brand new exhaust system. But I think where you can, 100%.
Do you like the GT4?
Love it. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
Okay, yeah. So it's the 718 then? Yeah, awesome. Okay. Yeah, so how are you finding it? It'd be nice to...
Yeah, it's a good car. I mean, I've only tracked it once because track days are like rocking horse.
Yeah. PDK or manual, by the way?
Manual.
Yeah, okay,
manual.
cool.
So, but on the track it really holds it well through the corners.
Cool.
And it's quite punchy. In fact, my missus complains it's too noisy in the cabin, so she's the only person in the country that thinks a 718.
Did you come out of a different Porsche before?
Yeah, I was on a Gen 2 997 before.
Okay, so 911 gone to the dark side.
Yes.
Yeah,
we can be friends.
Yeah. the only thing I would say then, in terms of track day, is to get the balance right. Is to get a system whereby you'll still pass the noise test.
It's true. Yeah.
You know.
You've done all sorts of mods to yours.
Yes, we've done lots to ours, and then we actually kept stock back boxes with some downturns on them, and that's it means we can even like Thruxton, where it's quite
Super
difficult
quiet,
to get on.
yeah.
We can still run around that, which is good.
That's interesting about Thruxton because it's quite low.
It's a
really
very
low.
quiet track. Yeah, 90 decibel static. It's insane. Yeah.
So I definitely keep that in mind, because I just think a lot of people, they stick something on that's might sound great and a bit Asbo Andy-esque, but if you can't do half the track days you want to do, then it defeats the object of the car. So and the loud track days are like double the price of the normal ones. So it seems a bit. Definitely get it switchable or sorted, I think.
Enjoy it though, 100%. Cheers, Nigel. Thank you.
Sanjay. We saw it, Sanjay?
You what, sorry? They're not meant to, these are just to record
Just
for the
recording.
podcast. If you can't hear, listen back next week. But yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we'll talk louder.
For the old age pensioner on the side there, listen to the podcast and it will come out
fair
really
enough.
nice.
If you want to come sit down the front, Chuck, you better hear better.
Yeah, in all seriousness, if you want to come closer, it's fine. Just obviously 1 metre-ish rule, but yeah.
Right, if we are going to organise a global road trip, we've gone global already, pick 6 roads to drive in North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Australasia, Asia. And 1 car for the whole trip.
Let's do a car for the whole trip and then one road, I think. If not, we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dead easy. I would go... would I? Yeah. If you're going to go modern, I'd go, 991 Targa GTS, something like that. I think would be. I love a GTS Targa.
Yeah,
it's on the list.
On what road?
Only because I've been there before. I think the Swiss Alps. I think that would be mountain passes there were incredible. So I reckon that would be where I'd head.
I'm taking my car to the Col de Torini, that goes from down near Turin down to Monte Carlo. I've done that road in an old banger and want to do it in my car. So that would be my first foray.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I would like to do There's loads of squiggly roads outside Japan, and I don't know the names of them, and I know you don't know the names of them. But just for a bit of like, just for a bit of like the drift scene. I love what those guys do, which is similar to us. Get up on a Sunday morning, have a good drive. So take my Polo for a bit of drifting. But I saw a Supra on the way in, but in reference to an old pod. But something like that, something off the beaten track. All the Angeles Crest Highway and whatnot we all know of, but there are still so many awesome roads out there that are kind of under the radar, and I think that'd be quite cool.
Some of the untapped stuff.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with a good British road, though. At the same time, there's some crackers in Wales and Scotland. So
very true. I'm going to read this one out because I think we covered it in a recent pod. Why has the Dino not got a Ferrari badge? Somebody knew the answer to this.
No idea. Don't know. Wrong brand for me. No idea. Yeah. Anybody know?
Does anybody know why the Dino didn't have a Ferrari badge?
It's a Fiat. Was it designed as a Fiat or something?
Named after his son.
Okay.
So was that before it was called a Ferrari? Just in honour.
Okay, yeah. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Awesome.
I've learned something new. I've got a cracker here. Is it Andrea here? No? Okay. Right. How do you see the Cayman GT4 now that it's a more established, mature product in relation to the 911 and no longer a cheap entry level? Would you consider one over a 911? So would you go Cayman GT4 if you were going to go for a new one over the 911?
I'll jump in again unless you want to go. I think there is absolutely a place. There's a butt coming, isn't there?
Uh-huh.
I think there's absolutely a place in the lineup for a Cayman. I think the Cayman answers different questions that the 911 cannot. That's the car I said. Look at that, lovely jubbly. Yeah. So I think, would I swap a 911 for a Cayman? I personally wouldn't, because that's my own lifestyle choice. As a person that owns just one Porsche, it's a daily. My wife and the dog's got to go in it. There's just not room enough for all of our egos in there. So, but like I say, we've had a joke on the pod, haven't we, about my views on Caymans, which has been taken a little bit out of proportion. They're a cracking car, but for me and my lifestyle, personally, no. Don't know what you guys.
I'm the same. Yeah, I'm not a Cayman lover.
I'd have another Cayman.
It's amazing how, with a Cayman, it's a totally different drive to a Porsche 911, but it still feels like a Porsche.
It does, yeah, definitely.
And which is great. And actually, there's a similar argument for a Taycan there in terms of like the front axle and how it feels and the way it turns in. It feels like a Porsche.
The DNA's there, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. They're very good at doing that as a company, I think.
One more?
Yes. Waterby. Have we got Ryan here? Ryan Tasker? No. Only because I was going to get some clarity on his question.
Let's dump it, shall we?
Yeah.
Cool.
Done with the questions.
I think we'll
get Chris up.
Probably almost there then. Justin's here.
Scaredy.
Right. What are your thoughts on the increasing amount of ethanol in modern fuels when running an older gen car regarding fuel pump, fuel pipes, etc.? So many conflicting stories online read damaging fuel systems.
Great question. Will absolutely affect everybody in this room. If you don't mind me jumping in again.
Go for it, mate. I've got no idea.
So there was
a one-man pod today, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. There was... I feel not qualified from a technical point of view, but there was a round table with journalists and Preuninger and Frank Stefan Volliser at the start of the year. And I have mentioned this on the pod before in a previous episode, but it was subject was brought up because Porsche are developing the synthetic fuels, which really is going to be the last saviour for the petrol head, because all these companies are turning their back and governments are kind of closing the door for us. So it really will kind of be the last stand, I feel. That was a digression, wasn't it?
It was.
But yeah, Preuninger answered this question kind of directly, and where they're messing around, yes, there is more ethanol in fuels at the moment. With regards to the Porsche stuff and their synthetic fuels, he said for 996 and onwards, there's no modification needed to the car to accept this new synthetic fuel. Because the more, and I'm slightly changing the question, Justin, but that's because the more ethanol we've got at the moment is in the long term is a stopgap, isn't it? Eventually, hopefully, we can all run synthetic fuel. If not, we're all driving electric cars. And he said so for 996 onwards, there's no modification needed. Obviously, what he hasn't said there is possibly more telling, that the air-cooled cars are going to need modifications. But if you speak to any specialist that specialise in the air-cooled stuff, they'll all tell you that the new stuff is very, very bad for it. Basically, it accelerates the rot.
Yeah.
That's I don't know, possibly something to bear in mind, I suppose, for if purchasing the air-cooled cars going forward. It's the same if air-cooled cars are left for a long period of time without being run.
Yeah. I think it's like anything, though. I think there'll be a workaround, won't there? I think it's no different to when four-star leaded fuel, four-star fuel disappeared. It's everyone just whatever the workaround is it will be the same thing. So I think personally, I think the times will adjust. At the same time, I think if cars have got a niggly problem, then you put more ethanol through it, it's going to find it sooner, isn't it? So all those bore score anxiety people are going to be having a field day.
Quality.
Cool.
Thank you for your questions. Really appreciate that.
Indeed,
ladies and gentlemen.
You'll notice that we had an interloper in the house today. That was the Escort, a bit of Ford stuff. That was kindly bought by Ben and Chris Meller from 1511. I think you'll all remember the podcast that we had on the 914. That project's going really well, and Chris has kindly said he'll come up and give us a little update on where they're at with the 914 project. Hi Chris, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us today. So you're just wondering how everything's going. Where's the project at right now?
Pretty well, actually. The basic shell is finished.
Yep.
And now ready to accept panels. The mouldings, most of the mouldings are now done.
Yeah.
Getting to quite an exciting time.
Excellent. So when do we get to come and see a body?
We're hoping to have a sort of fully painted body by late August time, something like
Excellent.
that. Once we've done that, to be honest, the assembly of the car won't take too long because most of the running gear is prepped and ready to go.
Yeah.
We're using majority of Cayman architecture.
Yeah.
Obviously, with
good choice that.
Different suspension. Well, it actually fits really well. When we started looking at how it would all fit in the shell, and funnily enough, they haven't really gone very far from 1972. Everything just about the same size and dimensions, wheelbase wise, and that sort of thing. Obviously, wider track. But yes, we got more room in the 914 engine bay than we had in the Cayman. So,
absolutely, yeah.
In terms of fit and finish, is it going to be on par with the Escort that's here, or are you sort of upping the game from there another notch?
I hope it's better than the Escort. The Escort was done during lockdown, was a bit of fun because our main business is building World Rally cars.
Yeah.
But obviously the fabrication of those stopped when the motorsport stopped for a while. So we thought, what are we going to do next? And we'd had the Escort in the container for about 10 years with no floor in it and a bit of sad state. So we got it, we cut it in half, we shortened it by a foot, we moved the axle, we widened it, lowered it, everything. And
looks like great fun.
Yes, it was. And that sort of really was what precipitated the 914, because we'd finished that. Ben said, I quite fancy a 914. That could look quite good. So after a bottle of wine or two, we ended up buying one on the internet, and then started looking at it and realised it could be quite a good project. Another customer of ours came along. He's got quite a nice selection of cars, and he said, I've always wanted a 914. Would you build it for me? So I said, yeah. And originally it was going to be a one-off, probably steel panels, etc. But then the more we looked at it, the more we got excited by it and realised that it could be quite a nice project. A guy called Mike Turner contacted us from DG Design. They do a lot of design for VW, JCB, Bombardier, and he said, could I do a rendering of it, you see? So we said, yeah. So that then sort of made us think, well, what we're going to try and incorporate. And so we wanted sort of the Moby Dick headlights, we wanted sort of gaps in the wings rather than just widening it with big arches. And the basic shape of what we've got now came about, and then it got a bit more serious.
I believe it's changed a little bit in the last sort of couple of months. So update from previously, you've changed a few details.
Yeah, well, when one or two pictures were leaked. To be honest, it's just gone mad. We've had 50, 60 inquiries about the car from all over the world, and we thought, well, if we're going to do it, we probably need to do it properly. So we got the DG to do the full 3D renderings, and at that point we can start looking at them, rotating them from above, and
see all the angles,
from all directions, that the things that don't quite look right. And to be honest, if you showed you two pictures here, you might not notice, but when they're pointed out to you, think, and just 5 mil, 10 mil here makes a huge difference to the look of the car. So that was all cleaned up, and then we ended up getting an introduction to Futura, which is a company that do 3D, big 3D molds for a lot of the main OEMs. And they can't talk about that, because a lot of the work they do for the big companies is secret. So they're quite interested to get involved with the project, because we're more than happy to share what we're doing and how the car's
So it works on a two-way thing.
So we've ended up with some fantastic 5-axis machine molds, which should make the panel fits and everything absolutely OEM. So the whole car now is, apart from the monocoque, is carbon fibre. And it's looking really special.
So what's the timescale looking like for seeing something rolling on some wheels then? Is it months away or years away?
By the back end we'll be
back into this year?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I say it's quite frustrating because the shell's finished and that bit could be painted, but as quite a few of the panels are bonded on, we don't want to do that yet. We want to get the fits correct and make sure it's all spot on. But when we get to that point, then Normandale in Daventry, who paint a lot of the very expensive cars, will get their hands on it and start making a proper job.
Early 2022, we'll look out for it.
Oh definitely,
Looking forward to the test drive, Chris.
We were hoping to get it out for the summer, but to be honest, it's gone from a one-off to a production car, and we need to do it properly at that point.
Yeah, excellent.
Cool.
Thank you very much for the update.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing it. Really looking forward to
Cheers,
it.
Chris.
Right then. Anything else? Do we want to go through anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, thank you so much for coming along. If you don't come along, there's no event at the end of the day. So, as we say, thank you first and foremost to everyone coming along, to CarNatter, to the coffee, to Chic Marquise as well for lending us some props today. And see you at another one soon. Thank you.
Cool.
Nice one, boys.
This episode has been brought to you by our Patreons. If you enjoy this podcast and would like to support us as well, do so at www.patreon.com/roadtoredline.